CBI cables, what the pros use. Plug them in, whether it's lighting, electrical, audio, or internet cables. The B-Dry system. Get a hold of Brandon Davis. Water in your basement, B-Dry. The Utica's finest barbershop. Get a hold of George Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy. Duratagre for all your new plumbing, irrigation, and renovation needs. Family landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Get a hold of Russ. Nora's Candy Shop for the famous turkey joints. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us on the NABLL. Jeepers, I'm all screwed up. Paul's got the shirt on. We were just talking about it. Yeti Talks.
The shirt threw you off. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yes. Welcome to Yeti Talks. OJ the dude up at the Founders Cup. You couldn't figure out how to shut your background off?
No, I was just in the process of it as we began live. Yeah.
All right. Well, you work on that. I'll tell everybody where you are. You got to get rid of the visual effects. So OJ the dude is up at the Founders Cup. The Seneca War Chiefs, the team we got to film a couple times up there. They are representing the First Nations League. And I see some scaffolding and stuff. Looks like OJ's got it figured out.
Yeah, I did.
So where is the Founders Cup, OJ?
It is on to Tuna Nation here in Calgary.
So that's the First Nations up there is what you guys call them, right? Or reserve?
Yeah. And here, if I can flip my camera. Nope. Here, I'll give you guys the other view. It's the same floor as the Roughnecks.
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
So they got the Roughnecks turf out there.
Yeah, the Roughnecks are sponsoring it, so.
That's amazing. That is so cool.
That's a nice arena right there, OJ.
So, opening ceremony.
It's a brand new building at the Seven Chief Sports Complex.
Wow.
Awesome. That's nice.
Opening ceremonies are when?
Opening ceremonies are shortly here in this arena.
Awesome. All right. Well, OJ, we appreciate it. Tell everybody you just told us you dropped something today.
Yeah. So I did an interview with with one of the players from the Founders Cup here that plays for the Calgary Shamrocks. So that interview is out now on YouTube.
All right, so everybody make sure you tune into that. Make sure you're tuned into TexLax on Instagram and on Facebook. He will be dropping stuff, I'm sure, all the time while he's up there. He goes live every now and again.
Also, I wanted to let all the viewers on here know that I am trying to get to 1K on Instagram, and I'm 31 away. And once I get there, I'll be giving away a complete stick.
You're going to give away a complete stick?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Those are not cheap. Do you have one of your sweet sticks in mind, or what are you thinking?
Well, thanks to a few sponsors, I've got a complete TechLax stick.
You've got a complete TechLax stick. All right, so everybody make sure we tune in. Oh, hang on, I got that cropped funny for some reason. Make sure we tune in to OJ the Dude. Check him out on Instagram. As we can see, he is at 969 followers. Let's get him up to 1,000. Everybody share it. Let him know what's up. OJ, we're going to let you go. Thanks so much for taking time out of the Founders Cup. We'll see you next week.
Okay, see you guys then.
Later,
in this barbershop. Get a hold of George Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy. Duratagre for all your new plumbing, irrigation, and renovation needs. Family landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Get a hold of Russ. Nora's Candy Shop for the famous turkey joints or just some fudge or other sweets. Stop by Nora's. Utica Club Lounge for the party before, after, during the game. Utica Club Lounge where the Yeti hang out. CRM, Commercial Rental Management. Get a hold of them for all your commercial building needs. Robert A. Dix Insurance. We all need insurance. Get a hold of Bobby Dix for your insurance. Liberty Affordable Housing. New to the area? Get a hold of Liberty Affordable Housing. See what they can set you up with. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Utica Yeti. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Jimmy Fay's got it. Get a hold of Fay Farms for all your beef needs. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. Utica Mac Incorporated. Get a hold of them for all your tractor and big hauling needs. Brand Y Distillery. Let Jimbo know that the Yeti sent you. We love Brand Y spirits. Hale Transportation. We'll do the driving, you do the hanging. Get a hold of us for all your transportation needs. Niscoba, the men in blue, keeping you safe. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, the Caledona family. Check them out. Lax Night, the premier box lacrosse tournament in all of North America. Check it out September 18th through the 21st. We'll see you there. Thanks so much to all our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Please support your local sponsors. CBI cables, what the pros use. Plug them in, whether it's lighting, electrical, audio, or internet cables. The B-Dry system. Get a hold of Brandon Day.
All right, now we're back. Yeti Talks, better than ever, except for my Firewolves. As mad as I want to be about the Firewolves leaving, honestly, my only real complaint is they took our money for season tickets. You could have taken just a deposit if this was even an option. That is absolutely ridiculous. You took almost $1,000, and now you're holding it up for what? For us not to have a season and just be mad? And I mean, what are we going to do at the end of the day? Because it's not like the team's coming back. And even if they end up being forced to be here for the year and we end up having to like keep our season tickets because Toronto decides to file something, yeah, that it just sucks. It really, at the end of the day. I mean, but I can't be too mad because if they didn't come to Albany, I wouldn't have seen you again. So.
And there's a lot of reasons for things to happen. You know, the creator does things, and however you believe. But you know, I believe in stuff like that. You know, there's a reason for everything. And look where you've gone, Greg. Look where you've gone. You're getting ready to go to Wisconsin, home of the Cheeseheads.
Milwaukee.
Heading out towards Buffalo. You know,
going through Buffalo, I get to stop and see all my boys on the way out. Hopefully we get to run into Kai the goalie.
I got the jersey. It's in my truck, ready to hand off at the throughway exit so that we can get this young man down in Georgia swagged out here.
Yeah, hopefully I can meet him in real life. That'll be exciting. If not, we'll be trying to catch him on the flip side. But hopefully we will meet up with him. I'm going to talk to them tomorrow, make sure we get everything straightened out. We will be leaving essentially Thursday morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning. But
nice.
Back out of the Firewolves. So they're moving up to Canada. What the?
Sure you want to do that, Greg?
I gotta do it. I got it. My blood pressure's not through the roof.
Turn your volume down. You're getting a little squelchy a little bit.
Oh, all right. I'm screaming a little bit.
Is that what it is? You're nectarizing?
I'm getting like nectarized is what's happening. I'm getting excited. I got it too close and I'm yelling. I'm excited.
There you go. Now you sound good.
All right, had to pull me away.
He was getting loud in my ears, and if you're loud in my ears, shit's going down, man. Watch out. The Beecher is on fire.
We're having a burn party with all my Firewolves gear. Me and Bella have already talked about it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. As far as maybe, some of the, well, I guess, moment to it, man. You never know. It might be a worth something someday.
I mean, here's honestly what it comes down to. I think they had it's a way smaller arena, so it's way cheaper. Why they skipped over Utica, I believe, is because this team seems to have some commitment issues too.
They're New York State.
Yeah,
and I don't get out of New York State. Period.
You have to make so many thousands of dollars. Everybody talks about the exchange rate. That's why everybody tried to be in the States instead of Canada. But, I mean, the exchange rate's one thing, but literally when everybody's from Canada, you're flying players in. Albany, what else is in Albany, though? Like, what? You've got a handful of guys that were living there trying to grow. I do have to give the media guys credit. Last year, the entire media team did a great job. They were really starting to bring in some fans. That's honestly the most frustrating part is because if you were there, the year they had the big run, it was sad because we really didn't pack the house. And then they were getting better, but more importantly, the marketing was getting out there. They were really starting to take hold. They tell everybody it takes you 5 years to start a business. That's like business 101. Like your first 5 years into a business, you can expect to lose money. And I think it's like that whenever you go somewhere with a team. Blue Squatch is like that. You know, if we had to really make money off of Blue Squatch, there'd be no camera equipment. There'd be no upgrades. Like all of your money gets reinvested into it, and then you're hoping it'll pay off later in the future. But I mean, that's honestly, the Firewolves are not investing. They weren't in New England long enough to really invest there. I mean, and then you go up to Oshawa, so now they're less than an hour away, and I think you're going to run into the same problem that the Glens Falls Red Wings had when they were the Adirondack Red Wings and the Albany the Devils. They moved from Utica to Albany, and the problem is within an hour, that's too much. So you've got a bunch of crazy Buffalo fans, and you've got a bunch of crazy Toronto fans there already. Who are you drawing from?
Toronto, they're closer to Toronto than Toronto, the team, is to Toronto. The team from Toronto plays farther away than the Oshawa, however you say it, from the Firewolves.
Oshawa.
Firewolves or whatever they're going to be called.
They are going to be the Oshawa
You know,
Firewolves.
so I mean, they got a little rivalry thing going right there. That's a cool thing. The 401 is now the I-90 in regards to you got the Oshawa and then Toronto, and then just up the road a piece up in Ottawa, you got the Black Bears. So I mean, that's a pretty good stretch of road right there. I got to believe the Canadian fans are going to enjoy it much more than what Albany did, I think.
I don't know. So the big thing I think is they've got a building that's suited for the attendance they were just starting to get at Albany. Honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think they can expect to draw much more than that in Oshawa just because of how close they are to the Toronto team. There's so many teams up there.
Once again, though, that Toronto team is now depleted of all the fans for the most, from all the players for the most part. Rosie's not there. As far as is Schreiber going to be gone? Other than the fact how many first round picks have they got? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The first for 3 picks, and
but here's the real kick in the face, though. At 7:10 p.m., they put this out. At 7:30, the article came out. And actually, the article might have even come out before this dropped. So at 7:10, they're tuning in, more dreams into reality. Well, I guess for Oshawa, because, I mean, that was my comment is, well, you're not, where'd it go? Yeah. Not for our season ticket holders, essentially.
No.
We all paid for it. You're crushing our dreams. It was nice. We had a big family, so they're at a block party the day it gets announced. So, where's Elfie? In Oshawa. They have been blocking the comments like crazy because unfortunately some of them have been very, very highly inappropriate.
I bet you there's been some quite comical ones too. Where
everybody's been putting this up. Yeah. Yeah, should have gone to Hershey. The Hershey Firewolves is right there. The Bears need a roommate. I like it. So yeah, the shenanigans have been going on. They're blocking most of the comments, so you can't see them. Which they're hilarious. So if you get to them before they get a chance to block them, it is great. But I mean, once the Times Union Center announced it, or the Times Union, the newspaper announced it, it was pretty official. Honestly, when they had no comment for. I think it was News 13, our local news in Albany. Roger Weiland called, and he must have a lot more pull than me because I've sent several emails and haven't gotten a response back to anybody. I sent some to the media team asking if I could get a comment, obviously, on the story. And then I sent some to the front office just asking when we can expect our refunds, for this, which you would think, would have been a priority. But I guess not. They got, now they've got the cash to build up in Oshawa. So, yeah, kudos to they pushed
change,
right,
so they got actually more with your money.
They do.
Excellent job.
They pushed for us to pay ahead, like early this year. So in Buffalo, you still can't buy them. You can only put a deposit down. In Albany, they pushed months ago for it, and basically we were under the understanding that as long as a bunch of us do this, we're locked in. You had your core group of guys. We thought we were locked in, or maybe just take a deposit. But instead, they cashed the check months and months ago, no problems, and off to the races.
Last week we was talking about Rochester and the Seneca Nation purchasing Rochester, keeping them in the I-90 rocking and rolling. Nobody's seen that, as far as from what from my perspective or from what I read and being around. Never seen that come in. Everything was getting ready. Let's get ready to boot up 2025, 26. And
no talk.
Hip, hip, hoorah.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, so let's talk about that. Rochester got bailed out. They got their dream. Basically everybody's dreams came true out there. But that being said, Rochester has youth lacrosse. They have youth box lacrosse. I mean, just look at the bats that come out of there. They win. Laxny, they're always in the top. Things Cooper's doing up there. They've had MLL teams. They've had pro box teams basically since it's been around on and off. It really is a different story than Albany. Albany, they've tried it a couple times. Albany doesn't keep anybody. They do good for concerts, but it's not. Hardly anybody lives in Albany. Like Josh doesn't even live in Albany. He lives in Troy. Like nobody lives in Albany for the most part. Everybody that lives in Albany, they're all transplants.
It's Greg. It's a regional love of the sport. That's what I've come down
Yeah,
to.
let's go Nighthawks. I love it in there, Crafty Beach. Absolutely. Let's go
That's
Nighthawks.
right.
But
Let's go
even more
Nighthawks.
importantly, thank you very much to the Seneca Nation continuing to be the
Yes.
ambassadors that the Haudenosaunee people say they are. And yeah, that is amazing. So thank you very much to
Yeah.
the Seneca Nation. Maybe I'm hoping that means they'll want to sponsor some Can-Am games. And by sponsor, I mean give us a hotel room to stay at. That would be phenomenal. If anybody watches any of these and decides to help us out, that would be cool. But yeah, I mean, how cool is that? So the Seneca Nation, I'm expecting you're gonna who comes home now that the Seneca Nation owns it? Do we see Zed Williams? You know,
Yeah,
man,
right.
I've had a chance to talk to him a bunch. What a great human being he is. He is awesome. Just like such a nice guy, very humble. Like the fact that he took his shirt off and flexed really surprises you because he's such a soft-spoken, like nice guy. I wouldn't want to get on his bad side though. He's a big dude, especially when you're standing next to him.
Yeah.
But man, that would be cool to watch him play there. You know, he's only from a couple hours away in Silver Creek. It'd be cool to see him come back and to be able to play for the Seneca Nation. Maybe they get Zach Miller back too. He was in Georgia. Sorry, Kai, if you're watching, we're gonna steal Zach back. I think I'm going all in Nighthawks. Honestly, you know what? I was gonna completely unfollow the NLL. I was so mad about it, but as we're talking about it, I know that's not gonna be true.
I'd love to see. Want to do a little color change though. Try and bring back the teal that they had with the original Nighthawks colors. Maybe I guess keep the same logo and everything, but the I don't like their color scheme. It's I don't like their color scheme. It's not really it's there's no bedazzle in there. As far as the screaming hawk there is cool. But you got to get some bedazzle in there.
And like Charity says, I haven't taken a breath, and she's right. She's been listening to it all since it came out. I feel terrible for her, Bella, Jared, the entire crew, because I am not even like a little bit happy with it. I have been losing my mind over it. So, yes, no, I have not taken a breath. Venting. I've been trying to actually be good. We hung out, me and Jared today, playing guitar all day and stuff. It was fun. No lacrosse talk at all until we got into this. And as soon as I started talking to Paul, oh man, I was mad.
I wasn't. I figured you were, but again, there's reasons for it. You want to I said something to Polly Walnuts on the Facebook there, and that just means more people are going to have to come up to Utica, watch some more great lacrosse up in the Utica area. And he had mentioned that he's like that it's not that far away. I'll have to get up there, and it's like that's great stuff, and the guy's a super fan. He's done well.
He literally bought, but here's my problem with the organization, and I don't hold it against the players. I don't hold it against the employees that are doing their job. But I feel terrible for the guys who sell tickets and the rest of the people that work in the front office because they basically probably found out they were out of a job because of a freaking Stamper article, and now you got to deal with a bunch of angry guys like me. So if you are listening and you're out there, do not take it out on those poor employees that are there. You get a chance to talk to Ollie or anybody in the ownership group, let them have it. I mean, I don't care. Let them have it. You want to talk to somebody who actually has some that can have an effect on what happens? Oh, by all means. If you know me, I'd tear into them too. But that being said, do not tear into the poor customer service people that have to take all of our phone calls and deal with my shenanigans. But
sure,
it sucks for them too. Could you imagine finding out that you probably lost your job on fucking Instagram? Just like
yeah, horrible. Well, take a look at the PBLA. I mean, it's not like we haven't kind of seen something similar to it in the last couple of years. As far as joint ventures trying to make a chance of growing the game, and again, what crushed that poor league was the travel of getting people to the set destinations, and it's like wow,
do you have to follow the PLL mentality where you just bring everybody around and try to demo it?
I think it once again becomes a regional thing, Greg. I really do think that it's more of a regional thing where it works good for the West Rock and the Long Island Sharks in the Metro division, and also other divisions where they all travel one spot and they get 3 games in a weekend.
So essentially, we need the NABLL to start a winter league. is what you're
I
saying.
think there's,
It needs to start a winter league. So let's
well,
start getting the teams.
somebody,
Everybody reach out to the board members. Let's start this. We're going into nationals. Let's start this going now so we can carry momentum out of nationals. If you're interested in playing a winter league, go ahead. Get in touch with Dave or Tim or Tony or any one of those guys. Make sure you do it nationals week while they're busy trying to get everything taken care of. Tell them you want a winter league. Annoy them with it. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. But honestly, it would be cool to have a winter league after there. We've got plenty of places with turf.
There's, not to say there's not discussions. There's a lot of discussions of everything. Everybody wants to grow the game. That's what it comes down to.
More places to play.
And we all have great ideas. It's a matter of everybody, being in tune on the same vision. And, especially at our level, it's very difficult. What makes the our teams go and us able to do it is again the sponsorships. Without the sponsors, there's so much that isn't. The cost of facilities.
Let's talk about that. What do you think that contract's like for them to get out of it, the MVP? I mean, is Albany County that bad out of a deal that they didn't make it, so it was going to cost them an arm and a leg to get out of this?
Greg, we're in New York State.
It's going to cost them an arm and a leg no matter what. That's true.
I would say that, you know what? Who's to say that somebody didn't put a dotted an I, crossed a T or something to that degree. And you want to know what? This contract's null and void because X, Y, don't say it doesn't happen.
I mean, they might even just say they're bankrupt and now this is the new team. I mean, if that's the case.
We're out of the country. We're pulling out. We're moving to Canada. Tariff us. I don't care.
So that
go on.
Now we've got 7 American teams, 7 Canadian teams. Do we do the States versus the Canucks? We'll just a border war ban. That would probably save teams on travel. Well, no, you're still going to the West Coast.
You got the West Coast there, yeah. I mean,
it's expensive. I mean, practice is the biggest thing now. So the Firewolves will be able to have a midweek practice because enough of the guys can get there versus Albany. It was such a travel, whereas you have a lot of guys from there. I mean, Clarkey had moved to Albany. I'm sure he's not happy with it. They have to relocate. They've been there. They've got friends.
He's Canadian, Greg. He's Canadian.
It's way easier. No,
it's happier than
way easier to move back there.
Home, and he's going to say, you know what? Maybe I can get my son out of Ottawa too, and come down to Ottawa.
Well, and he coaches the Beaches.
Does he?
Yeah, it's a team that's up there. So I mean, he's up there coaching in the summer. Now he's up there coaching in the winter. It makes sense. I mean, granted, I tell you. Yeah, like I said, don't get mad at the guys that are working for him or the players, but
not at all. When you wish them all the best, it's part of the game. It's part of the business in regards to, it's
Speaking of which,
easy.
Let's take a minute and talk about Laxnai as we're going here. So if anybody's interested in sponsoring Laxnai rinks 2 and 3, usually rink 1 is the only one that's really shown. If you want anything else, you got to watch Live Barn. We're going to set up at rinks 2 and 3. We're looking for sponsors. We will have highlight reels from every game that's going on. We are going to be putting out highlight reels every day of all the top goals. So not straight streaming. Going to use Live Barn, but we're going to sit there and clip and be editing highlights and things going up. And then those highlight reels that I put up essentially after every game, they're going to be like that, where we'll probably put 2 or 3 of the games together, maybe just because they're so short. We'll kind of see how it rolls, but it's still a very fluid situation.
It's like this thing we call getting the plane and fly.
Build it as we're going.
You know what? You're doing an incredible job doing what you're doing and getting content out to people that, I've never would have known anything about nothing, but to sit there and watch the Arrows and Tonawanda, that was a great series. The other series that were going on, watching the kids highlights now that you guys are putting out, loving watching the kid come down and scoring a goal and, can't get up on past the
the dasher when he jumps into the wall.
They all get and that's awesome stuff. Or you get a little hand after they score a goal with a little hand rub on the ground, come up with an arrow type of thing.
Yeah,
they're theatrical, and you want to tell me that doesn't put smiles on your face. Goalie makes a big save, boom. That kid's got to be, you made his day in regards to the highlight.
That was a
It
big
was a good
save, man.
save.
Minute left.
Yeah,
You keep the
yeah.
you keep your team with a 1-goal lead. Minute left in the championship game. That's huge. You just
That's
gotten
huge.
scored on too, so to be able to come back mentally from that, no, I had to make a highlight of that young man. And speaking of goalies out there, JP, new channel member, huge shout out, JP. So
Hey, JP.
we
What's
appreciate
up,
that.
buddy?
We're getting some new channel members. We actually have grown quite a bit over the summer. It's been a crazy, crazy summer as we're going. So I mean, Paul, I've got to be a Rochester fan now. I don't know how many games I will make it to, but here's the real question. Now they got rid of Launchberry. I think the Firewolves are going to have a phenomenal year because they're gone and we're all pissed off at them. I bet you they'll be in the championship game. I'll call it right now. Calling it right now.
You just broke news to me in regards to, I did not know that Rochester got rid of Launchberry.
Yeah, traded them to Halifax, I believe.
When was this?
It just happened.
Oh, okay.
Because I was very, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I'm trying to remember. I think Daily Dive put it out, the Lax Daily Dive.
No kidding. That's a big loss to Rochester right there.
That's huge.
That kid came out of nowhere, I think, really, the last year.
Yeah.
You know, the year before, he was starting to get some notice, and then bang.
Yeah, no, he was really, I think, very underrated for what's going on. It'll be interesting to see how he fits in that team there. I think Halifax has gotten a lot younger. They've gotten, boy, it's interesting how it's going to break down. I'm excited now for the NLL. I didn't even think about it until Can-Am's over, and now it's over. I promised Kebby I'd get up to the President's Cup if they make the championship, so that will happen.
I can tell you one thing. I've talked to the awesome coach at Herkimer, Robert T. Leary, and he has also expressed interest of getting up to the President's Cup. So if there's any way the three of us can get inside because I know you said
we should just drive up. Yeah, Mrs. Beecher can't get into Canada.
The camera woman can't get across the border just yet. So
well, no, it's really crime. She's just that violent and angry of a person that Canada sees her coming and they're like, "No, get out of here."
But yeah, as far as that might be a road trip that we may have to take a venture. It starts the 24th.
Yeah, so it starts, I'll be out in Milwaukee, but yeah, afterwards. So yeah, they traded Sean Evans for Jake Pisano and Ryan Launchberry. Or Lanchberry, sorry, I always call him Launchberry.
I call him Launchberry.
Future compensatory pick, too. So Sean Evans is a big player, Rochester faithful, they love him, native guy, too. So, I mean, that is a huge emotional pickup, leadership pickup, but boy, getting rid of him.
Launchberry for Evans. I'm just trying to sit here and
with
think
future considerations. 5 years ago, Sean Evans, yes. Sean Evans now. I mean, he's good. He's emotional.
He was on Rochester before, wasn't he?
Yeah. When I started, we first started watching this, that's who he was playing for.
Yeah.
Shout out Lax Daily Dive here. Daily Dive Lax, that's what it is. I screwed that up, but yeah, these guys are awesome. They got all kinds of great nuggets, so definitely worth a follow for anybody out there. When you're getting over there to follow OJ the Dude, make sure you looking at Charity's comments down in the thing now. But when Daily Dive, those guys are awesome. You know, obviously Stamper, they broke the story, so Inside Lacrosse came out with it. Yeah, and sitting on the story for a while, we were talking before. He wasn't quite sure, and then heard players were starting to get notified, knew it was a matter of time before it was coming out. So drop it like it's hot, and now no comment from anybody in the fire. Honestly, that's kind of despicable. You kind of got to, like, no matter what you're doing here, you got to make a choice. Either, what was old news, Jared, he said? Oh, yeah.
I'm back. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I only lost you for a second.
Okay. Yeah. All of a sudden, my screen went blank. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, I see what happens. Sometimes the audio dips out for a second. The video might dip out for a second, but yeah.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah, it's crazy. These guys are going to be starting to, and again, we don't know if there's even going to be a season.
Yeah.
That's where, they got all this moving around and everything, collective bargaining. What's going on? Who's Are they going to give the deals? Are they going to open up pocketbooks? Is that what it's coming down to? They want to be the next big major league, and
You can't.
not
No,
for
you can't
nothing.
be. There's too much instability. Look at what happened with Panther City. It's too late.
Sure,
It'd be
too
one
late.
thing if, like, as soon as the seasons were over, it was like, okay, this has been discussed. This is happening. Boom. But like Panther City kind of came out of nowhere. They were shopping around at the last minute looking for somebody. That one falls through. Rochester with all the instability, and honestly, thank you to the Buffalo owners, because without them, they would have been gone the year before. Thankfully, the Seneca Nation was able to, step up and pick it up. But boy, it really makes you wonder, though, because you talk about growing the game. How much growth are they adding up in Canada? Like, I think they've just given up on growth and they're into retract mode, waiting for the economy to hit the recession, hold on for as long as they can, and see what happens.
In Canada, man,
Come on, Paul, pretend like you're a financial expert.
I'm financially no expert. That's for damn
That's
sure.
that's why
I
we're
own a
sitting here
lacrosse
talking on
team. I
YouTube.
own a lacrosse team. There's no financial expert here. It's just playing checkers and chess sometimes, trying to figure out what's the next move and what's the best move concept. And as far as make your move. You got to
Master
make your
Vito.
move.
Yeah.
And again, it's it is growing the game. We got the same thing in the NABLL. Different comparisons of lacrosse. The Yeti and the Oswego Riverhawks are more of a grassroots. Where
Growing more,
Oneida, and Oneida and the Thousand Islands are more of a
seasoned box lacrosse team.
They've attracted the same passion of lacrosse in the players, no matter if it's their first year playing or their 30th year playing. It's just the difference in skill levels and
experience.
It
it's
shows
box,
in the game.
Box
the more
experience.
the players play the game, the better they're going to get. And I think you've seen that. Obviously, you've seen it with Oswego beating Thousand Islands this year. You've seen it with us being able to play against Oneida, beat Oneida, and play to a degree with Thousand Islands. But the mental awareness of them, they know the game. These guys have been playing. They're from Canada. Most of the guys are from Canada or from the res of part of Six Nations or the Akwesasne.
You're talking about just lifetime box lacrosse players versus guys that we're trying to introduce to it. So that's the one thing that I would say.
That's what you're going to get. Why are you going to put more fans in Rochester? How many players in the Rochester area are there that will? You want to know what? It's an area where I was there when the Swarm their very first game ever with the Thompsons brothers, and you want to know what? The place was absolutely packed, and I believe that was the year they won the championship. Cody Jameson's last year in Rochester before they moved. And
so you're talking when Steyers took the team up to Halifax.
Yeah, up to Halifax and everything. As far as they had to do what they had to do. You won a championship. But what is? I'm not blaming our state, but there, as far as the taxes, the workman's compensation, everything like that, that's a lot of money. It's stupid money. And if you're only bringing in even a Utica Adirondack Bank Center, as far as at most it's 5,000. We'll just say, and I'm shooting from the hip. Like you called me the financial advisor, so we're going to say that. Was it smart of me to play inside the Utica Adirondack Bank Center this year, knowing that we don't bring in more than 350 people for a game on a 5,000
seat arena?
5,000 seat arena. It's comparison to Albany and MVP. You got a 19,000 arena, and you're only putting 3,000, 4,000,
No,
5,000.
we put 6,000 in towards the end. We got 6. So that was the thing though, is that like that was honestly the most frustrating part though, is because as us fans were like telling people and seeing people there, and every week you were having people show up. Wow, this is awesome! I can't believe, I found it. Now we're coming every week, and it was really starting to get momentum. So one thing Buffalo, like we said, in Rochester have is they have a huge commitment of box lacrosse guys.
Yes.
So Georgia, the one thing that they have too, like, because when you look at it, why is Georgia still successful? Well, because they have an ownership group that wants to spread it down to the community down there. So when your ownership group is more focused on spreading the game than making money, it's you can do stuff like that. When your ownership group has been around for 30 years, so you have a storied past like the Bandits do, you then are selling crazy amounts of tickets.
Yeah, but one thing that you also have in Atlanta is millions of people.
Kai.
Uh, and Kai, of course. But you got millions of people. I mean, you need population. And if you have a mass population of people and you put an awesome product on the floor, you want to know what? They're going to gravitate to it. And that's what they have down there. I mean, they don't have 19, 20,000 people, 17,000 people buying tickets, but they're averaging what, 10, 12, 11, 7, 8, all in those various ranges. And, that's a good crowd. But again, Georgia probably doesn't have the tax issues that New York State has, or the workman compensation issues that New York State has. So it's not as expensive to run a team as it is in New York State.
No.
And, and that's, you see that with a lot of programs.
Okay, so according to this, the Atlanta population is 520,000 and Albany's is 100,000.
Okay, well, there you go. It's quadrupled, right?
5 times as much.
5 times quadrupled.
Well, I mean, you technically were right because it's at least 4 times as much, but I mean, yeah, so 5 times as much. It's crazy though. It's you're gonna draw. That's a good
You're
point.
going to draw.
Buffalo's huge.
It's the same thing with Buffalo. Buffalo's got a mass amount of people, but also in that mass amount of people is you have a large crowd of people that have been playing lacrosse forever. And
so Buffalo,
makes it easy.
What people don't really understand either, though, is essentially if you're looking at the map, you've got Cattaraugus and the Seneca Nation over here on the end, and you've got the Allegheny, which is also part of the Seneca Nation, but the Allegheny territory underneath, and then everything comes right up into Tonawanda, so they are literally surrounded by Haudenosaunee nations. So the youth programs, like when you talk about all these guys, like Connor Fields played where? Oh, in Tonawanda growing up. Like that's why these guys have played box lacrosse.
Zach Blount played in where?
Yeah, Tonawanda, and then juniors in Tusky.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
so
that's why is it growing? Why? Again, kids getting the
right,
opportunity.
Here's a prime example right here. So 25 years in NAMBLL. If you didn't see the ceremony, check it out. They did 25 years in NAMBLL. We got to honor a bunch of the founding members. And you look at the amount of box lacrosse that's going on out there now. You look at the senior talent level. You look at these programs that are really growing in 25 years. Oh, wait, those guys are all now young men playing seniors. And look at where the level of competition is, that you've got guys like Cluche and Frazier coming down because it's competitive. I mean, yes, they did blow a couple of those games out, but there was no walking away from a bunch of those games. I mean, most of those games were close. So really, when you talk about it, the fact that, I mean, kudos to those communities, what they've done to be able to bring this kind of talent here and really play and be competitive, because you can't just have 2 great players. You got to have a team full of studs.
You got a total team full of studs, local studs, and guys from out of the region, and that's the cool thing about.
You've got to be a destination. Guys got to want to play there.
Yeah.
Guys got to be worried about making the team when they show up. And that's how, if you want to have one of those teams, that's how it's got to be. I mean, look at Newtown. So honestly, with the exception of Nanticoke, every one of those guys is born and bred Newtown guys. And honestly, if you took the Williams brothers out of Allegheny and you put them over there, they're also Newtown guys. So I mean,
Right.
really, all of those guys, and we call it Newtown, but it's like Irving because there's like 19 sub communities inside of that Cattaraugus territory.
Well, it's
So
Gowanda.
Gowanda's at the yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Selmac is a little farther down. That gets into Allegheny, but yeah, really, Cattaraugus goes from Gowanda up to Irving, and
Right.
everything in between. So Newtown is where their outdoor box is, the Irving area, which is where I think Herbie is lives up in that end. Is shit. He just told me too when we did the show. I learned way too much, and I really enjoy our Can-Am sponsors. I'll say that. So my short-term memory might not be what it needs to. Needs to be up to
there.
snuff.
It's there and it'll be back. That's all that matters. At the darndest time. No, that's right.
Yes.
But and great lacrosse is being spread by and thank you to the coaches of those Can-Am teams. Not for nothing. Thank the fathers and the uncles and the grandfathers beforehand that taught those guys, gave those guys the passion to continue to, and it's the Ron Cogans. Who was before Ron Cogan? As far as
when you're looking at the Allegheny bench too, so that's what's cool is you've got Mr. Miller there, so that's Zach and Ben's dad. Zach, everybody knows Ben broke his hand, construction worker, broke his hand playing lacrosse, missed a bunch of work. People don't understand how crazy these guys are. Like they literally are risking their livelihoods out there. But so you've got Mr. Miller there, you've got Mr. Kettle there. And so Nate Kettle, younger kid, 21. There's two Kettles that are over there. You've got Kane that plays with Newtown and then plays with Thousand Islands, and then Nate, who's a younger kid, who played at St. Rose for a year, and he plays with him, and his dad's on the bench. And then you've got Zed, and then his brother Sherman's playing, and it's such a family affair. But like you said, generations.
Calling it right now. You just said something that just reminded me of what I had thought about something earlier. NABLL championship in Wisconsin. You want to know what I want to see? I want to see East against West, West against East. I want to see a Lakers Thousand Islands matchup.
Oh, in the finals.
Tell me that wouldn't be a just Jimmy Jam awesome.
Yeah,
finals.
I mean, obviously
they have played once.
Yes.
And then with Woody passing, there was the postponement of that game. But on the same note is now both teams have traveled. The traveling concept, it definitely helps equalize a little of the, that Nate's got
Nate will have a
roster.
couple of guys that might be at the President's Cup. I don't know what he's got. He's got like 60 guys though, so he's got a wicked deep roster.
He's got a roster, but with saying that, how funny that is! Isn't Nicky Snow and Kane Kettle now running with Thousand Islands?
They're running with Thousand Islands versus Herod Snow, his brother playing for them. So playing for the Lakers.
Originally earlier in the year, they were on the Lakers roster. And they was put on the inactive roster, from what I understand. And then
and CJ likes the Lakers jerseys, I see. So go.
Oh, they are.
Oh, go she took it. Yes, we definitely like the Lakers jerseys. Throw that one back up there, CJ. If that's the CJ, I think it is. Yes, let's go Lakers. I love it.
Let's go Lakers.
There it is.
Let's go Lakers. Let's go Spirits.
This is going to be a blast. Yeah.
I'm cheering because there's no question we play some incredible lacrosse up in this area, as across the United States. He was just saying about the guys that get paid and don't get paid. You want to know what? Take a look at the amount of travel time that all these players are getting ready to do to go to Wisconsin and play for a national championship. Bravo to all the teams that made it. So excited for y'all. I'm so excited to see the games being streamed and watch the games. It's going to be incredible. The action, I can only guarantee, has gotten better since last year and the year before that. And, some new teams to the Philadelphia Mustangs getting the opportunity to participate in the national championship, to the Oaks getting ready to participate in the championship. That's great stuff. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some other teams, but
Yes.
you know,
That's just the nature of the beast. You're going to miss some. So, yes, go Lakers. So, I comment back from Jeff there. The Nighthawks championship in 97 had a lot of upstate guys. So, that was cool getting to actually go see it because at the ILA, Kurt Stiers, who owns the Halifax team, also is super involved with the ILA. It's where the Chiefs are and everything. And that's where all these teams practice. But you could see the picture of all those guys from the 97 team. That was neat. And you're getting to meet a lot of these guys. And I was like, oh, all
Roy
right.
Colsley, and several of the other players. The following day, after they won the championship and party all night, they came down and played in the outdoor league. It was the USCLA back in the day, upstate Brine league that used to play. And after they had won that championship, I was there and I watched it, and it was great. Congrats to those guys. The old dogs, they brought it back in the day, and they still do nowadays. But there was a it's one thing to go and coach after you won a championship. You're still high on life concept, but to turn around and dress up and go duel it up again out on the grass field where it's a little longer run. Props to those guys back in the day. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Miss those
Absolutely.
days.
And
They go by too quick.
yes, they do. But I have been trying to get the Can-Am and the NABLL local champion. I like that very much. I would really, really like dropping a like. Hey, thank you very much, Grandmaster Flakin. Yes, everybody hit that thumbs up. I've been terrible at this. I should tell everybody to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, all that fun stuff. I always forget it. But more exciting, I think the Can-Am should send their second place team out to the NABLL. Those teams are designed for, long games too, so it'd be different. But I really would like to see how the Wild plays one of those teams. I've watched the Wild play the last 3 years. Obviously, they are trying for number 4. Can they have the dynasty run? Can they do something Buffalo's not going to be able to do, which is, a four-peat? So, we never know. What do you expect there? And I guess, Paul, I'll put you on the spot. That Arrows team, though, boy, good luck, Westminster.
Right. As far as my personal opinion,
Well, it'd be the Braves, though. It's the second place team.
Second place team.
So the Braves would go out to the NABLL if we could get them to do that. That would be amazing.
And who do we have on there? You had Chase. No, who was on that team that I was watching? That had
Jensen,
Abrams,
Grennan,
you had,
Gremlin.
Yeah, Grennan, and as far as honestly, Greg, I'm not to say I think there's I think there's probably teams that can play with them.
There is, but I'm wondering.
I
I just think it'd be cool to see Custer out there against those guys. I'm curious. I think the goaltending is honestly the biggest difference. So when you talk about the goaltending, having a goalie who's played for 30 years, a lot of these guys have. By the time they're playing in Can-Am, you're talking if you're in your 30s, these guys have been playing since they were 3 years old. So a solid 25 plus years of playing. And I really think the goalies in the Can-Am are the crucial difference.
Okay. I'll give you this much then. No Woodies.
Giving them a spoon. Okay. Giving them a spoon right at the end of summer season. We're playing on a bigger net because Can-Am plays summer rules. Are we playing 3 periods or 4 quarters?
Well, that's, as far as that, I would think they want to play more, as far as, I say it's longer. It is longer time, all around time while you're in the rink. You're there longer with the 4 periods. I'm paying for it. You want to know what? I want to be there as long as I can.
Yeah, honestly though, so I don't know. I don't know if you are there longer with the 4 quarters because of the way the 2-minute breaks are so short versus the 2 10 minutes. I love the 20 minutes in between, the 10 minutes and 10 minutes. Big fan of that.
Production-wise, I think it's got to definitely help out the production-wise where it gives you guys a little mental break.
Goalies too.
Versus, and the goalies as
Although
well.
maybe, what do you think's easier for a goalie? You've played goal a little bit, so 2-minute break or 10-minute?
It depends on how you're doing.
I like Jerry. It depends on how you're.
You want to know? Let's keep it rolling, boys. We don't want to slow this down.
It's still 60 minutes, no matter how you shake it. 60 minutes. It's more the breaks.
60, I meant more time in the arena itself.
Yeah.
Yes, it may be 60 minutes on the clock, but you're still going to be in the arena a longer
Especially if
time.
you do TV timeouts. That's what I hear from all the top level guys is they're like, I like 3 periods unless you're talking TV timeouts. Now I'm talking. It's like, oh, now it's a 4-quarter guy. But
right. As far as the goalies, again, as playing with the goalie, it's probably better for the goalies because they're not in that garb for that amount. Again, the time frame is the same. But you want to know what? I got the chest protector off of me for 10 minutes or 8 minutes, 7 minutes, getting my body some needed air, to cool down, get the body temperature down. You've seen it in the NABLL Upstate Championship the East this past.
goalies were dropping.
Sir goalie.
Horn David went down. Yeah.
Gunn went down. As far as the temperature that these guys,
with that goalie gear on, going into an overtime game. That was nuts. That was a crazy game to watch. I'm still so excited. Dan, I know you missed the beginning of the game, but thank you so much for making it and getting the end of that. That was a great game to watch. We had Nate on last week on the NABLL show. I'm sure you watched it. You watched most of the things. But getting to talk to him about that was cool, man. That was a good game. The Upstate's growing. Paul, we were going to do a quick show tonight because I was just going to come on, say the Firewolves suck, and step off, basically. we got so far off the rails from that. We're talking about, now we got to get JP up. Hopefully we see JP back next year with Onondaga. If not, maybe we'll see him at a Yeti tryout. I don't know.
You never know. As far as I believe he played with the Dodgers and some of the. I believe he played with the Land Sharks too, didn't he? He plays NABLL still. But I believe
he's down in Long Island playing with them guys.
He's one of the traveling Woolberries there. That
actually, I think he is from down there too because he travels up to play for Onondaga, I believe.
Well, I think last I knew he was in Binghamton.
Okay,
they did move upstate, but again, you just shoot down whatever 17 or whatever that is downstate, and you're there. It's much closer. But as far as JP's been up in the arena many times, and great lacrosse games, no question about that.
He can jump in the Binghamton carpool though, and then make a nice easy trip. Him and Mario can hang out too, because so that's somebody who's been playing for a long time, playing Can-Am. JP, give him a spoon. We'll see how he likes it. Which obviously switching back and forth though. Yes, he did look good for the Red Hawks. JP, how hard is that to switch back and forth from the? We got to get him on Yeti Talks maybe next week if you're still out there, JP. We'll have to. Actually, I don't. Yeti Talks next week might not happen.
Might not happen.
Might not happen because we will be coming back. I have an appointment in Albany at noon, so I might get like 2 hours of sleep, drive to Albany, come back, and might be asleep. So I would say.
We don't want the Yeti to be over or the squash to be over traveled and burnt out. You want to what? It's a night to.
Never been to Wisconsin before, so it'll be interesting.
A lot of cheese. I've been there.
A lot of cheese. I do like cheese, so that's good.
They love their cheese curds.
Ooh, I am a big curd guy. So they do poutine. Is there poutine any good out there?
I don't know. I got too hammered on Washnufka, and Coach Leary took me out on the town of where were we in Wisconsin? Marion, wherever Marion.
Wherever Marion is in Wisconsin.
It's Lacrosse.
Yeah, that's
Lacrosse.
where he was coaching before.
Yeah. What's that? I can't think of the damn name of it, but it has to do with sugar. But anyhow, that was a beautiful town, from what I remember of it, all of that, and they love their cheese curds. Everything was cheese curds and fish.
Cheese curds and fish. I like that. I'm good.
Though, I went to a college game for Marion, and it's a town barn, but they serve beer at this town barn. They were serving mugs of beer. They were 32-ounce mugs of beer for $5 a piece. I'm like, that's what started my night in Marion. And then from there, it got into the Washnufka. You got to watch out.
Yeah.
We got to talk to Jimbo about making some Washnufka.
I don't
some
even know
sort
what
of
that is. That
watch.
sounds. I don't know if the.
It's a 100 proof cherry liquor. That
Okay.
is.
Yeah, they call it
it's,
White Lightning or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's more red.
Yeah.
It's red, not white. But
No, I used to know a bunch of idiots that called it White Lightning, even though it was red. I didn't
something like
understand
that.
it. I was like,
Absolutely.
okay.
But yeah. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Gregory.
Uh-oh.
Just because we got a little NABLL, and I know you got the NABLL tomorrow, so I don't want to. If it were to come down to and hypotheticals, purely hypotheticals, but what I had just said, if it gets down to the Wild get knocked out early, the Oaks get knocked out early,
We get an East-West matchup.
and we get an East-West matchup. What you think? What says you?
Oh boy. Honestly, it's really going to depend on the traveling rosters. I can't
Right.
wait. That representation of the game earlier in the year is not a representation of
No.
the Lakers team. Just like the Thousand Islands team that lost earlier in the year to Oswego was definitely not the team Oneida played in the finals.
Right.
But that being said, which team does he bring out? Which team did they get out there at this point? See, because I would say they're going to rally around Woody, but Nate's got the spirit wall as well, so both are embracing their ancestors. Oh boy. You know what? I will answer this question Saturday.
There you go.
I will answer this question Saturday. You'll have to ask me on Saturday.
Curveball. He's throwing curveballs.
If I'm picking one right now, I'm going to.
No,
boy,
you can't
I
do
can't.
that.
I really can't.
I'm the same way. I can't say. I love it the fact that I'm cheering for all the teams, because you want to know what? Like I said earlier, props to all of them. It's a great
and
honor.
I do have to say, if Here Snow makes the trip out there, though, so he's one of those guys. Like, he's one of my favorite players to watch every chance I get. So if Heron's there, I'm all over it, because that was me in hockey. That D transition guy. I get up the floor. He's smart. He knows when to push, when not to push. I was never that smart. So I mean, yeah,
smooth.
Most of those boys do play with a Woody too, but we're going to make them play with spoons to make it easier and put them in a bigger net, because we're American and we like goals.
That's right. We like goals. Sometimes they go against you. Sometimes they go for you. But it happens. That's the beauty of the game. Yeah. That's why. And you want to know how many smiles? I know I wasn't smiling, but I can go and talk back. 2 years ago, Oneida, Thousand Islands put 41 on us. 41 goals. We put 12, I think 12, 12, 15, I don't know what it was. But the talent level, man, we would drop a ball, one hand snag, one pass goal. The guys can play ball. I wish them all the best of success, because they are great guys that want to play. We just need to get Nate in a different barn, or Nate, get some fans, man. Get some fans. I love the nostalgia part of it. But we need some fans in there. On that note, I wish those guys the best of luck. Thousand Islands, I hope you guys do the best yet, and come home with a championship. Lakers, I hope you guys are also ready to rock and represent for Woody, and do your best and bring home the golden trophy there, the wooden trophy. Greg Beecher, I know I'm going to be watching it and listening and texting in some stupid shit and making people chuckle. Awesome job, Greg. Thank you for what you do. Thank Charity for what she does and what you guys have done for lacrosse. Get myself fired up. But you want to know what? Because of you, Greg Beecher, we get to do this and we get to watch more lacrosse this weekend. Thank you for what you do. Yeti Nation, check out the championships on the NABLL.com.
No, it'll be the NABLL game stream on YouTube. If you go to my channel, it'll they should pop up in there. If not, I'll make sure they do. We're going to be running Rink 2 on our channel. So everything on Rink 2 will be on our channel, and everything else on their channel will be making its way through. But it'll be linked to mine.
I got to say, we briefly touched on it. Laxney, people. Laxney is right around the corner. OMG, have you seen some of the teams that have now registered? The world is coming back to Utica. They loved so much last year. That's why I wore my USA with all my pins and everything tonight, because I wanted to remember to say something about the Laxney tournament. I can't wait to see where Jamaica is now. Last year when they came into the tournament, how raw they were, I can only imagine, just because of the guys that were there, taking and loving it so much, taking it to that next level. I can only imagine what that team's going to look like now, because they've all gotten the juice. They've all tasted the medicine.
How about Australia beating
Haudenosaunee?
Yeah. What?
Haudenosaunee, yeah.
Australia.
Kudos
to you. Yes, that is, for anybody who doesn't know or appreciate that, that is like no small feat. Kudos to Australia. I did not see that coming anytime soon. Honestly, I thought we had a couple more years. But as I was telling everybody else, if you go to Blue Squatch Productions, here's our YouTube channel. You scroll down, featured channels. You've got the Yeti, ours, boom, Stamp, and NABLL Game Stream, which will be moving up. Ooh, 666 subscribers for Stamp. Somebody subscribe to Stamp that's not. Get him off that number. Somebody give Stamper a subscriber. Get him up. Let's go. But yeah, so right on there, you click on that, and it'll bring you to here. You go to live. As you can see, these ones are all ready to roll. So bingo, bango, bongo.
Right there saying, please do me a favor. Check out the Tech Lax. OJ's looking for that special 1,000, man. Let's get OJ up to 1,000 so that he can get that Tech Lax sticks out to somebody. It's growing, Greg. You're doing an awesome job. Thank you, brother. Yeti Nation next week. No,
Utica's Finest Barbershop. Get a hold of Jordan Baldwin or.
Can you hear me out there? Hello. We're taking a break next week.
Maybe.
Taking a break next week. We're making a move to Master Veto because Greg's getting ready to find some of the sweetest shots from Nora's Candy out in Wisconsin. And on his way back, he's going to stop by and get a little Jimbo's special sauce and celebrate on Monday night, so we won't be here. We'll be here the following week. Greg Beecher, much love, my brother.
They can set you up with Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Utica Yeti. Fay Farms, where's the beef at? Jimmy Fay's got it. Get a hold of Fay Farms for all your beef needs. Master Vito Hyundai, make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. Utica Mac Incorporated. Get a hold of them for all your tractor and big hauling needs. Brand Y Distillery. Let Jimbo know that the Yeti sent you. We love Brand Y spirits. Hale Transportation. We'll do the driving, you do the hanging. Get a hold of us for all your transportation needs. Niscoba, the men in blue, keeping you safe. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, the Caledona family. Check them out. Laxnide, the premier box lacrosse tournament in all of North America. Check it out, September 18th through the 21st. We'll see you there. Thanks so much to all our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Please support your local sponsors. CBI cables, what the pros use. Plug them in, whether it's